afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's broadcast of Surrounded by Love. I am your host, Danielle. Today is Tuesday, June the 30th. Can you believe it? We've come to the end of half of the year of 2020 already, so we have 6 more months to go. Can you believe it? And as we embark on today's conversation, I want to talk about wisdom in decision making, using wisdom, having wisdom in decision making. These are awesome times that we're living in. Everything is changing at an accelerated pace. It appears as if things that would take years to accomplish are being done in months. So, if actions and reactions and monuments coming down, flags being changed, laws are being constructed, and things that were hidden are being brought out in the open. Things are being exposed for what they really are. The truth is really coming out of who people are, what institutions are about, the true intent people may have for others. It's all being exposed. Light is being brought forth on it. So, in these times, what we need most of all to make sure that we are making proper decisions, you need wisdom. It's a necessity. You must have wisdom, you must have understanding. You also need discernment. But today, we're going to talk about wisdom. And first of all, I'll just begin by giving you the definition of wisdom. It's having the quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment, the quality of being wise. A lot of times we get wisdom from experience through situations that we may have encountered in the past, lessons that we learned, either good or bad. Everything is not bad. When you go to school or you educate yourself on a new skill, you receive knowledge in an area that you had questions about, so you begin to research it. Even you can gain wisdom and understanding in things in reference to your body or to your health or your physical well being, your emotional well being. When you search out a thing, you can gain wisdom from that. You can also gain wisdom from others' experience. That's what mentors are for. When you have counselors, people that can counsel you in various areas. I believe that it's wise to have more than one mentor for the different areas of your life. But if you have one, that's a great thing and you should cherish that. We all need wisdom. You don't have to live your life haphazardly. You can live your life and make good decisions and have a good life. You don't have to be a victim of chance. You don't have to play the role of a victim of circumstance. You can't live your life and charge it the good decisions, the good outcomes, or especially the bad outcomes. You can't live your life and you charge it to other people based on what you feel they did right or wrong, mainly the wrong. That's not wise because that would keep you in a place of being a victim. That will have you living and operating out of a victim mentality, which is not healthy for you. If you want to move forward, if you want to be successful in life, if you want to be successful in business and in relationship, you need to apply wisdom. And as the Bible says, you need to pretty much have wisdom like your sister. It's something that you have to have close to you daily. You need wisdom to go throughout your day. Sometimes you need wisdom in conversations, tough conversations, to have the knowledge and the understanding of what not to say. Even though that thought may arise in your mind, it may not be wise to speak it. And that comes also with self control. Another definition of wisdom is the soundness of an action or decision with regard to the application of experience, knowledge, and good judgment. So that's mainly what we have been talking about on our journey here, using wisdom, and that was the topic of today, having wisdom in decision making. When to utilize wisdom in decision making, you can base it off of experience, something you may have experienced before in the past. But as this year have taught us, we are living in times that no one in civilization or the history of the earth has ever lived in. We are encountering things that no one else have encountered. So yes, it's good to know history. It's good to have understanding of things that happened before, so you don't repeat the mistakes. But also you need to know like what is to come or what lies ahead. You know, things are changing at a rapid pace, but there's also information that's out there that you can stay current on current events or on topics that relate to your specific situation that you may be facing now. Even if it's your finances, living situation like buying a home, career choice, there is information out there like that can guide you to what industries are hiring, guide you to what industries may be promoting, or what certain job titles or jobs that are popular that people are looking for in great demand or in high demand, that's out there. So you don't just have to just go about blindly and just doing things or making decisions out of desperation. You know, if you hadn't considered going back to school, I think now probably would be an awesome time. You can go and research to find out what industries in this upcoming decade will probably be hiring the more or be more stable. That those are things that you can look up, or even as corporations are changing the way they operate, some positions may be eliminated and new positions may be created. Some people may choose not to return. They may go into early retirement to pursue other ventures. So you may be promoted in an area that you probably didn't even consider before because of the accelerated pace that everything is now moving at. So to make those decisions and to make the right choices, you have to have an understanding of what's going on. You do not want to be a person that make decisions based out of your emotions, especially if you're in an emotional state. You may be angry or upset. When you make decisions and you're in those type of having those emotions going on, that's the choices you're going to make just based on how you feel in that moment, because you won't consider what's to come or what lies ahead or even the consequences of the choices that you're making. Also, wisdom is defined as the body of knowledge and principles that develop within a specified society or period. So, you can also gain wisdom from culture, uh, learning about various cultures of the world. Like now in our country, the whole gamut of racism is being dealt with, whether people want to admit to it or not. It has been swept under the rug for far too long, and now it's just like come out, like it's exposed, it's out there. So it's raw. It makes a lot of people feel uncomfortable and fearful because no one wants to say the wrong things. No one wants to be canceled. So now that's the climate of society, especially on social media. If someone come out and they make a statement that's not completely educated, and you would assume that the person should know better, people just write them off and they're done. You know, it's no room for error. There's no room for forgiveness or even to have a conversation to educate a person. So you have to be wise about what's going on. I believe now with most corporations, like it's clearly not being tolerated. You see people making posts their personal beliefs, but it may not align with what the company values are. And people are losing jobs off of things that they post. So you have to be wise in what you do, because at the end of the day, who you really are, if you're wearing a mask, is going to crack eventually, and the true person that you are will come out. And I feel in this time that we are now in, a lot of masks are cracking, and what's the core of people or a person is being exposed. So that's why it's important to be honest with yourself about what's going on with you. If you're faced with a tough situation and you don't see a way out, you may not understand the right thing to do or the right thing to say. Don't act as if like the situation is just gonna fix itself or self adjust. That only makes it worse. You may have to seek out counsel. You may have to go to someone and ask them, well, what would you do, or what do you think? And also that's what prayer is for. The Bible talks about in Proverbs is 31 chapters. It's a book to me that teaches you wisdom for life, like just everyday life in situations, because it is so important. The Bible talks about the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, not fear as in being afraid, or like someone is threatening you and you have a fear of the person that's threatening you or offending you or abusing you. Not that kind of fear, but it's out of respect, it's out of love. If you have fear of him, you're in love, you respect him, certain things you won't do. You will allow the principles that are in that book of Proverbs and throughout the Bible govern your life. The Bible really is a book that teaches you about life. It's all kind of situations that you can learn from. Is nothing new under the sun that you can gain wisdom from, so you don't make mistakes that others have made, that you understand like the ramifications or the consequences of decisions that different people or characters have made in the Bible. There's 31 chapters. You can read one chapter a day. The Bible also talks about with wisdom, it's the fear of the Lord. If you ask for it, if you're lacking it, and that can be lacking wisdom in any area, like if you're promoted to a new position at your employment or with your employer, you may not know the ins and outs of the position or what's expected of you. You pray and you ask him, you seek for it. If you cry out for it, he will give it to you. It says that in James, if you ask for wisdom, he's free to give it to you if you ask for it. So you can't go through life thinking you know everything, because you don't. None of us do. None of us know everything. You have to become a life learner. You also have to be open to people who know more than you. If you enter a new level in life, you can't go there displaying yourself as if you've always been there and you know everything. Sit back, be quiet, watch and learn. It says, Proverbs 2:6, for the Lord gives skillful and godly wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. That's in your time in prayer. If you're facing a situation or a decision that you must make, you pray about it. You wait for an answer. He'll guide you. We have, like, a lot of times we say, I just had this gut feeling I needed to leave, or it's just like something in my gut, it just doesn't feel right. That's your spirit. It's prompting you. It's leading you. It's trying to guide you. Like, no, you should leave now. No, don't say that. No, don't pick up the phone to call to start an argument. Don't post that because, you'll offend such and such. And especially in anger, don't do that. And as soon as you post it, like, even if you take it down, other people have seen it and it still circulates. It will guide you to keep you from pitfalls. All of us have gone through things, we have had experiences and encounters with various situations. But that doesn't have to be your life. You don't have to live your life in that manner. Wisdom is also a guide. It'll keep you, as I stated, from pitfalls. It'll watch over you. It'll keep you away from people who have ill intent, who do not have your best interest at heart. You'll be able to discern what's going on around you. And it's so necessary even now. There's in our country 40 million people, that over 40 million now, that are unemployed. Even before, there were scams going on, trying to steal people money from them. So don't you think even the more now, that's probably more prevalent? You have to be wise. You have to have understanding of the times that you live in now, because everything has changed. The way you work, the way you shop now is more prevalent, and now more states and local governments are making it mandatory that when you go out, you must wear a mask. It's to protect you, it's to save people's lives, because COVID is still here and the numbers are rising astronomically. So, even wisdom in your daily life, where are you going? Is it somewhere you really need to go? Uh, is that something you really need to do? Or is it something you want to do? You just want to be social, but it could cost you your life now. There's no vaccine for this virus. There is none. So, yeah, you may want to be with your friends, you may want to socialize, you may want to go out with the girls or the guys and have a good time, but is it wise to do so? Or if you do, is it a really large gathering where people have face coverings, especially if you're inside a venue somewhere? You have to think and count the cost of what you're doing. That's wisdom as well. Count up the cost of what you want to do, and that will definitely guide you. So thank you for listening in on today, tuning in. I appreciate all of you. You can follow me on social media. My handle for Instagram and Twitter is at D as in Danielle, Liz Caesar, Ceaser. And again, that's at D Liz Caesar for Twitter and Instagram. Also, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Surrounded by Love. Thank you all for sharing the videos. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the comments as well. If you want to send in any questions or suggestions for future topics, please feel free to email me at surroundedbylove20 at gmail.com. I'm sorry. That's surroundedbylove20 at gmail.com for your suggestions or for your questions. Thank you so much for tuning in on today, and I'll see you all again on tomorrow. Have a blessed day.